I should have known something was wrong when Pedro started picking fights over nothing before leaving the house. He'd say something minor, like I left the dishes in the sink, and it would escalate into a huge argument. I would try to calm him down, but he'd just storm out, leaving me feeling anxious and worried. At first, I brushed it off as stress from work. He was always under a lot of pressure, and I wanted to be supportive. But looking back, I realized those fights were a sign of something deeper. We were a happy couple, or so I thought. We'd been together for over 10 years, and I gave him my best years. I was his rock, his partner in every sense. We built a life together in this vibrant, immigrant community of Miami, surrounded by people who felt like family. But then, he started working out obsessively. He'd go to the gym every day, sometimes twice a day. He'd come home smelling like sweat and aftershave, and I would feel a pang of insecurity. He'd tell me I was beautiful, that he was just trying to stay healthy, but I could not shake off the feeling that he was doing it for someone else. And then, there were the little lies. He'd tell me he was working late, but I would see him chatting with women on social media. He'd say he was just being friendly, but I would feel a knot in my stomach. I would push those thoughts away, telling myself I was being paranoid. But I was recovering from surgery at the time, and I was vulnerable. I had to rely on him for help with the kids, with household chores. He was my caregiver, my nurse, and I trusted him with my life. My boss, Mrs. Thompson, was amazing. She gave me time off to heal, and I would often talk to her about how Pedro was being supportive. She'd smile and say, "That's great, dear." But deep down, I knew I was walking on eggshells. The final red flag was when I noticed he'd removed his wedding ring. He said he lost it, that it was an accident. But I knew Pedro. He was meticulous about his belongings. He'd never lose something that important. That's when I started to investigate. I felt a growing sense of unease, like something was off. And then, one day, I found hotel receipts in his jacket pocket. My heart sank. I felt like I would have been punched in the gut. I did not want to believe it, but the receipts had dates and times. They matched the days he'd told me he was working late. I tried to stay calm, to process what I was seeing, but my mind was racing. I thought about all the times he'd been working late, all the times he'd been out with friends. And then, I saw the messages on his phone. He was sending money to some woman, thousands of dollars. My heart broke into a million pieces. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of betrayal. The worst part was that he'd been paying her rent while making me split bills. He'd been lying to me, gaslighting me, for years. I thought about my children who deserved better than to see this. I thought about my retirement savings, which he had access to. I thought about his family, who I loved like my own. But most of all, I thought about myself. I thought about the woman I used to be, the woman I would become. I was strong, resilient. I would survive this long, and I could survive this. I started packing my bags, quietly, with dignity. I did not want to give him the satisfaction of seeing me cry or beg. I just wanted to get out, to get my kids and me to safety. As I packed, I thought about what I was going to say to him. I did not want to scream or yell. I just wanted to look him in the eye and tell him the truth. "Pedro," I said, my voice calm and steady. "I know what's been going on. I know about the money, about the woman, and I am leaving." He looked at me, shocked, like he'd been caught off guard. But I was not going to give him the chance to lie his way out of this. "I deserve better," I said, my voice firm. "My kids deserve better, and I'm going to make sure we get it." I took a deep breath, feeling a sense of resolve wash over me. I was done. I was done with the lies, the cheating, the pain. I was done with him. As I walked out the door, I felt a sense of freedom. It was scary, but it was liberating. I knew I had a long road ahead of me, but I was ready. I was ready to heal, to rebuild, to rediscover myself. And as I looked back at the life we built together, I knew I would never go back. I was moving forward, one step at a time.